Hello, my name is Raghav Goel and studying in PES University Bangalore, and this is my assignment on Operation Linux. Here we will learn how to make a Django app, run it on the Apache server, and use load balancing using Nginx. We'll learn some other things here and there such as firewall, etc. So let's first open our terminal. So we'll first install Apache. So what exactly is Apache? It's a web server which runs about 45% of whole of the internet. So it's basically takes the request from the client and gives information such as files or documents that it has requested. So let's first see which servers are running on my machine. We can do that using netstat. As you can see, the port 80 is not running, and port 80 is the default port of Apache server. So let's install it first. Before that, you need to perform this command. Using this, the libraries will get updated so that installing packages becomes easier. Now let's install Apache. I've already installed Apache, that's why it's written like this. So now we can start the Apache server by performing this easy command, which is this is the file where the information is written how to turn on the Apache server. Write start to start the server. So the Apache server has started. You can look into it by checking in netstat. You can see the port 80 is now being listened. This means that Apache server is activated. You can also go to the internet and look at localhost. This is the by default page of Apache. You can change it by going to /var/html as it is written here. So let's now stop the Apache server. You can do that easily by just writing stop here. Now it has stopped. Now we'll create the Django app. So what is Django? Django is just a framework of Python which helps in building websites of your own. So first we need to install the Python itself. You can do that just doing sudo. Now using this command you can install Python. I've already installed it, so I won't be doing right now. Next we'll need to create a virtual environment. So what is a virtual environment? It's just a container where all the files of your project are kept safely. It's isolated from other files, which helps in avoiding errors. For that we need to first install virtual environment. You can do that by using pip virtual env. This will create a virtual environment. This will install the virtual environment of your own. Now we'll need to create a directory where our project will be stored. You can go to the home. I've already created my directory, which is Django apps. You can do that easily by using mkdir name of the directory. Now let's cd into it. Now we'll create the virtual environment in this directory. To create the virtual environment, you'll need to do virtual env and the name of the environment. I've already created an environment of the name env. As you can see, now we'll need to create a directory in which we'll create our app. To start your virtual environment, you can perform this command: source env/bin/activate, where env is the name of my environment. Now the virtual environment has been activated. You can deactivate using deactivate command. Now we'll need to install Django and Django admin tools. You can do that using pip3 install Django space Django admin tools. I've already installed it, so I won't be doing that right now. Now we'll need to create a directory in which we'll make our app. So you can do that by doing Django admin start app and the name of the directory. I will be giving it as test site. So as you can see, the test site in directory has been created. Now we'll cd into it, and again we'll cd into the test site. Now here we have the settings.py, which consists of the configurations for your app. So now we'll need to make some changes in that. So we'll do sudo nano settings.py. Here you need to change the time zone according to your geographical location. I've done Asia Kolkata as I'm living in India. So do that. After that, in the test site directory, which is our app directory, we'll create the actual app. So we'll give. So I'm creating a normal form in which you can enter your username and password, and it will give a response according to that. I'll be giving it name as the form. So you can make that by using Python 3 manage.py start app and then form. So I've already created this. As you can see, the form directory has been created. Now for Django to recognize this new app that we are going to create, we need to make some changes in the settings again. So we'll go to the settings, sudo nano settings.py. Here in installed apps, we'll add this form word. This will help it recognize that the new app that we're creating, that is the form. Now these changes that we have made has to be recognized. So to do that, do sudo python 3 manage.py migrate. This helps make changes in all the databases that are linked to Django. Now in test site, in the form directory, we'll make changes. We'll create a models.py file. This models.py is a Python file which will help create the database configurations for the Django app. So let me show you what I have created. So this is the form file, the models.py file. In this, I have the admin table, which is the name of the database itself, and the username and password are the attributes or the contents of those tables. So the username will take in the username from the user, and the password will ask for the password. So we'll close it. Now we'll do make migrations. Python 3 manage.py make migrations. This will help it to recognize all the changes that we have created. Now we'll make some other changes in like admin.py. So let me show you what I have made the changes. I'll do sudo nano admin.py. Here you have to import the admin table, which is the database that we have created. You have to import it here, and just write these 2 lines, and you're good to go. After this, you need to create a super user of yourself. The super user will be able to log into the server of Django. So you can do that by using Python 3 manage.py create super user. Now Now this will ask for your username, password and your email ID. This will help later on. So I've already created one by the name of Raghav. Now we can run the Python, the Django server. To do that, do sudo. First we'll go into the test site directory. Now we'll do sudo python3 manage.py run server. As you can see, the Django server has started. Let's see. By default, its port is localhost 8000. Add this admin to go to the by default page of Django. So this is the page that you'll get. Here is the admin table. The name of our this is the name of our app. In admin table, you have to create one user so that you which is one entry into the database that you can later on use in your app. So let's close this right now. We'll close the Django server using Control C. Now I'll show you what is the how is the form that I have created. Go into the form, which is our app name, and in this we have created one file which is forms.py. Let me show you. We'll do sudo nano forms.py. So this is the this is how we'll take in the data from the user in the form. So I've imported Django, and this is the class of the login form. This username will take in the username, password will take in password, and here I've written like if it passes, if it is equal to the username and password that is present in the admin table database, it will be fine, and else it will raise an error that the user does not exist. Let's close it. Now we'll have to make changes in views.py. The views.py is responsible for how the form is displayed and how it is in the app. So let me show you what I have written. So this is the views.py. So I've made it clear that if the request is post and if it is valid, that is the thing you have the data you have entered is correct, then you will get a response of success. Else it will render a request and it will show you that the user will not exist. Now we'll have to add the HTML file that will be displayed in the app. So for that, you'll need to create a templates file that I've created as such. You can do that using mkdir and then templates. This templates is recognized by the Django, and in this we'll write our HTML file. Let's cd into it and I'll show you. So this is my form file. In this I've created an HTML file which is index.html. So this is the HTML that will be used to display the web page. The title is login form, and here you can see that I have asked for username and password. This will be displayed as such. Now we'll have to make the Django recognize the URL that will be used to access the app. So that you can do in urls.py, which is present in test site directory. Let's go there. So this is our urls.py. Let me show you what I have made the changes. So here in URL patterns, you have to add the path. In that path, it will take two arguments. The extension that will be used to access the URL and views.login. So by default, I've made it nothing. So if you will access like the localhost itself, you can view the page. Or for example, you can write here forms.py, but then you have to access localhost/form. I'll make it like this only. Now the second last thing that you have to do is migrate all the changes that you have created. To do that, do python3 manage.py migrate, and this will change make all of the changes as such. Now we are ready to turn on our server and look at the web page. To do that, do the run server command again. python3 manage.py run server. Run server. The server has been activated. Now we'll go to the local host. So this is my form app that is being displayed. I'll enter my username and the password. I'll submit it, and as you can see, the success is written as I have mentioned there. So we can close this right now. So we have created one Django app. We want to integrate MySQL in our Django app because by default it uses DB SQLite 3. So let's see how to integrate MySQL with Django app. Let's first turn off this virtual environment. Now to install that, we need to first perform this command that I told. It will take a bit of time. After you do that, you need to install MySQL server. Do sudo apt-get install MySQL server. Along with this, you need to install libmysql client dev. So I've already installed it. I won't be doing that right now. You can install it. Now we need to create a root user for this server. To do that, you can do MySQL -u root -p. Now you need to enter a password. I'll write so I've logged into MySQL now. So here we need to create the database itself. So you can do that by using create database. The name of the database, I'll give it as test site itself, which is the name of our project, and then what are the attributes of the fields. This will be character because username and password will all be characters only. Set UTF-8. Any MySQL command will only run when it is ended by a semicolon. So I've already created it. I won't be doing that right now. You can do it. After this, you need to create a user. To do that, do create user, the username, my name only, at localhost identified by, and then you need, in semicolons, you need to give the password of yourself. I've already created one user for myself. When you have done this, you need to do flush privileges. This will help in doing all the changes that we have just created, and then we can just exit out of this shell. Now we just need to make some changes in our Django app so that it can use this database that we have created in MySQL. To do that, we'll need to go into the settings.py file. Let's go into it. Series. We'll activate it. We'll activate our environment. Now we'll go into settings.py. We'll make changes. Here, by default, in databases, we need to make some changes. We'll add an engine. Here we'll add .mysql instead of .dbsqlite. We'll add the name of the database, which was test site. We'll add the user. We'll add the password, and we'll add the host on which it will be run and the port. You can leave it blank. After you have done this, all the changes have been made. We just need the Django to recognize these changes, and to do that, we'll use the migrate command. So do that. Sudo python3 manage.py migrate. This will make all the changes in the database, and especially in models.py. After this, you can run your server by doing sudo python3 manage.py run server, and it's running properly. So our MySQL has been integrated without any errors. Django app will do load balancing using Nginx. So Nginx is a web server which can be used as a proxy server or a load balancer. Basically, load balancing is a technique in which the incoming traffic is distributed among the servers so that the servers don't crash. And if in case one server crashes, the rest of the load is distributed upon the running active servers. So let's do that. For that, first we'll need to install Nginx, but before that, we'll do this command. Now we'll install Nginx as sudo apt-get install Nginx. So I've already installed it. Now for the Nginx to recognize which ports or the servers it has to balance and on which port, we have to make changes in the default file. We'll open it, sudo nano /etc/nginx /sites available, and in that the default. Here we'll write in upstream backend. In the upstream backend block, we'll specify which all servers that has need to be balanced. So I'm writing the port 8001 and 8000. You can write any port. And in server block, we'll write which port it has to listen to. So that is 880. So we'll close this after making changes. Now we can start 2 instances of our Django app and see if it can be balanced. Let's start the first instance. After run server, we'll specify which port it has to be running on. So I'll be running one on 8000 and 8001. So let's start the first one. I'll start the environment. I'll cd into that file. Now I'll run the server. And I'll start this on port 8001. So this has also started. Now we'll start our Nginx. To start the Nginx, you can do sudo systemctl start Nginx. So Nginx has started. To check if it has started properly, we can do status. So it is active running. Let's go to the localhost. So the Nginx was listening to port 880. So we'll open port 880. So as you can see, the login form has displayed perfectly. Now we don't know which form is it. Either it is on port 8000 or 8001. To check that, we'll use one more software which is known as Wireshark. Let's do that. To do that, first we need to do sudo apt install Wireshark. This is an app which can be used to see the passage of the different packages and different data packets that are being transferred through the internet and the servers. So I've already installed it. Will install as such. Now we'll start Wireshark with the root privileges. So we'll do sudo Wireshark. So Wireshark has started. Now we'll look at any. Now we'll start capturing the packets. So let's reload our server. So as you can see, the port 8001 was active right now, which was being used by Nginx. So what happens if this port goes down? Let's emulate that using the firewall. We can do that by doing sudo ufw deny 8001. So now 8001 should not be active. Let's reload it and let's see. So as you can see here, port 8000 is active right now, and 8001 was disabled. So this is the round robin technique that is being used by Nginx. If one goes down, the immediate one that is listed in the as the with the highest priority will be used as a server. So this is all regarding load balancing. Also, you can enable the server back by doing sudo ufw allow 8001. See. So as you can see, 8001 is again active. After doing everything, now we can close down all our servers. To stop Nginx, we can do systemctl uh, stop Nginx. Control C to stop the Python Django server. So now we have completed our project and learned a lot new things. Thank you.